everyone, Film Rich here and welcome back for more recaps of The Sopranos. Today we're diving into Season 1 Episode 10, which is titled A Hit is a Hit. This episode focuses on giving us a look into Chris's ambitions outside of the mob world, Tony's experience with his suburban neighbours, and a conflict over old music royalties. Before we get into this recap, I would like to remind everyone to please like, share and subscribe for more recaps. Without further ado, let's break down the key scenes in order and walk through the most important developments. We start off with Paulie, Pussy and Chris posing as movers as they ambush a drug dealer heading into his apartment in Manhattan. Paulie threatens the dealer and warns his crew to stay away from operations at Port Newark. When the dealer agrees to talk, Paulie shoots him anyway. The crew then finds a stash of cash in the bedroom and takes it, marking a successful and violent score. Tony meets with his neighbour, Bruce Cusimano, the doctor who originally referred him to Dr. Melfi. Tony gives him a box of cigars as thanks, which leads to an invitation for Bruce's golf club. Later, Tony celebrates the Port Newark success with Paulie and Chris, casually suggests that they look into investing the money into stocks and IPOs. In the next scene, Chris takes Adriana out to the theatre. Afterward, waiting at the burger place, Chris insults the cooks and a man and his crew watches him. That man, we learn, is Massive Genius, a gangster rap mogul. Outside, he approaches Chris after learning who he is and expresses interest in doing business with Tony, inviting Chris and Aid to a party. At the party, Genius tells Chris that he wants to speak with Hesh about recovering unpaid royalties for an artist that Hesh once managed back in the 50s. Inspired, Chris starts considering a future in music production. Adriana introduces him to a band called Visiting Day, led by her ex-boyfriend Richie Santini, and Chris gets the idea to help produce their demo. Chris arranges a meeting between Hesh and Genius at Hesh's farm. They talk business and history. Genius demands $400,000 for the family of a deceased artist Hesh once managed, gives them 1 day to decide. Hesh, unimpressed, holds his ground. Melfi attends a dinner at the Cusimano's house. Bruce and his wife Jean mention the cigars Tony gave them, and they admit it's kind of exciting having a mobster in the neighborhood. Melfi also reveals a bit about her own fascination with Italian culture, and during a break, she gazes over at Tony's house from the window. Chris books studio time for Visiting Day. At the session, Richie tries to dominate and frustrates everyone who's involved. When Richie abruptly tries to leave for an AA meeting, Chris loses his temper and smashes a guitar over his head, demanding they finish the demo properly. Tony accepts Bruce's invitation to play golf. What seems like a friendly outing turns sour fast as Bruce's friends pepper Tony with mob-related questions, clearly treating him like a novelty. Later in therapy, Tony compares the experience to being a dancing bear, reflecting on the humiliation and his own past behaviour. Chris gives the completed demo to Hesh, hoping to impress him. But Hesh bluntly tells Chris the band is mediocre and sends him away. Meanwhile, Genius and Hesh's legal dispute escalates when Hesh reveals that Genius has sampled one of his songs, prompting a countersuit. Genius says he'll see them in court. After being dismissed by Hesh, Chris vents out his frustrations at home. He and Adriana argue about the band's quality and Genius's true intentions. Chris accusing her of being naive, and Adriana storms out after accusing him of disrespecting her. The episode closes with Tony getting petty revenge on Bruce. After Bruce says the golf club isn't accepting new members, Tony says it's fine, but hands Bruce a mysterious bag, asks him to hold onto it, implying it's something dangerous. It turns out to be just filled with sand. And that wraps up Season 1 Episode 10. It's a unique chapter in the series, pulling away from the mob business just long enough to explore how these characters wrestle with identity, legitimacy and respect. Let us know what you thought of the episode in the comments below, and as always, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more content. See you next time.